Hello everyone, welcome to my Ascalonian Catacombs Path 1 guide. These are going to be the tactics that my guild uses on our daily runs. So I hope that you enjoy, and here we go. So we're just going to start off with the little groveling breeder here. Just burst it down however you want. Sometimes we drop an ice bow, most of the time we just auto attack it to death. And then everybody's going to run off except for me and Pat on Thief. He's going to help me blast some swiftness on these NPCs so that they can run a little bit more erratically and swiftly to the spot where they will be able to trigger the beginning cutscene. So we're just going to blast, blast, blast. You want to only leave about 2 party members there, because if the whole party stands there to blast swiftness, then the NPCs won't get as much because it will only go to your party members. We're going to run through straight to the area where the Spider Queen will spawn. We're going to let the warrior, who's lagging behind a little bit, trigger the starting cutscene so that we can pick path. So you just want to run down the stairs, around the corner. Watch out because there are traps here that will hurt you, as well as little fiery gargoyle mouths. We're going to take out these initial gargoyle heads here just to kind of relieve a little bit of pressure on us while we're fighting the Spider Queen. It's nothing more fun than getting killed from a gargoyle head while attacking the Spider Queen. We're going to run around the corner here and line of sight these little spiders. The elementalist is using swirling winds to block their projectiles for us. What you want to remember is do not attack anything on top of those stairs over there until you are ready to fight the Spider Queen. Killing the little baby spiders up there will trigger her, and she will drop down and surprise your party, and you can wipe when that happens if you're not really good at recovering. So just try to avoid killing anything up there. Since the warrior is lagging behind, I am going to take out this other gargoyle head, partly out of boredom and also because it is kind of nice to have the least amount of gargoyle heads up while you're fighting the Spider Queen. I'm going to kill the other little baby spiders over here. AC does have a power cap, so I do not recommend power heavy food. I recommend any food that does the heal on crit, as well as anything with precision for this dungeon. So we're going to run over here and we're going to start stacking might. After we finish stacking might, we're going to run in and I'm going to drop the lightning storm where this queen is going to spawn, and everybody else is going to finish taking out the spiders on top. The other elementalist is going to swirling winds so that it will block any other projectiles, and then the guardian is going to put up a wall as we drop our ice bows and just burst down the spider as fast as we can. We're going to run around this corner and kill the remaining spiders so they don't snipe us from behind while we're fighting the champ gravelings. I'm going to go aggro them using just the lava font, and they'll get over here when they're ready. I'm going to do a quick might stack, and the warrior or the guardian is going to drop hollowed ground so we don't get knocked around by the champion. And then we'll just DPS them down. Next is this trap hallway. The traps will down you if you hit 2 of them, so you do want to try to avoid them as best you can. When you get to the top of the hallway, on the left side of this archway is an interactable chain that you can pull that will stop the traps. The first person that gets up there should pull those so that you do not have to deal with them. We're going to stack might in this corner for Kohler. I'm going to pull him and drop a lightning storm again. The other elementalist in my party did drop an ice bow. I don't really recommend it for path 1 because you do want those for the burrows that are coming up. The guardian drops hollowed ground and wall of reflection just in case we get anything that will knock us around, like a necromancer or a monk, and the wall of reflect is for elementalists in case we get any of those so we don't have to deal with their projectiles. Also, if Kohler does his spin pull attack, he will pull himself, or it will at least block it sometimes. So we're going to run down here. Careful, these traps will down you with fire, so you want to make sure you start running right after they do their attack. We're going to split into 2 groups. I'm going to take the warrior and the guardian, the other Ellie is going to take the thief, and they're going to head off to the other side of the room to kill those 3 burrows. We burst down the initial burrows just with regular attacks. And then I'll drop an ice bow. I'll get this initial burrow here, or I'll get the second burrow on this side with my ice bow. The guardian's gonna go grab that one so that we can kill this burrow with an ice bow as well. The thief and the elementalist on the other side are doing something very similar, where they burst down their initial burrow, and then one of them took an ice bow to the back corner, ice bow down that one, and then the other player took it to the other spot. So I'm going to swap to my thief to show you guys how to do this little leap up for getting the scepter out of here. I'm not very good at it, but that's the spot you want to aim for. You just grab this, and then you can waypoint up to where Kohler is and continue on. You can use this on any class that has a teleport. You can do Lightning Flash on Elementalist. It's a little bit testier. Then I'm back to my Ellie, and we're going to run over to the room that has all of these scepter pieces in it. Just watch out. Try not to get in combat from anything. When you come around this corner up here, you want to make sure you go to the left. I like to sing Beyonce to myself. To the left, to the left. Just go through the left hallway there. If you go straight through, you're going to spawn a bunch of oozes that are going to ruin your day. They're going to immobilize you. They're going to set you on fire. They're going to get Hodgins into combat, so he won't trigger the next event until you kill all the oozes. It's just not a good idea. So I'm going to swap to my warrior to show you how to do the run in this other room to gather the scepter pieces. Normally we have a warrior or a guardian do it. You can easily do it on any class, really, elementalist as well. But I'm just going to do it on my warrior to show you guys. Just make sure you have swiftness and maybe a stun breaker or stability, because the gravelings will knock you down. There are 5 scepter pieces that you want to grab. The most commonly missed one is that initial one right when you come into the room there. So just make sure you grab that one. And you want to watch out for knockdowns. Sometimes they'll knockdown train you. Sometimes you get away just fine. That's what the stun breakers and the stability are for. I get knocked down here, but I don't use any of my stun breakers because I did not feel that it was necessary. I didn't see myself getting knocked down anymore. Once you grab all the pieces, just run into this back corner, out of combat. The people waiting with Hodgins will trigger the event once he's done doing his slow walk, and then you can waypoint to the reliquary waypoint. So while the warrior or the guardian or just whoever is least lazy in your party is doing that, normally the elementalist will stack some swiftness on Hodgins so that he can run slightly faster to his final destination. Something to remember during this part is that if you do run into that room with the scepter pieces and you decide you don't want to be there anymore, do not turn around. You have to run all the way through that room. If you turn around, you will drag gravelings into this room where everybody is waiting with Hodgins, and Hodgins has a chance to aggro on to the gravelings that you've dragged into the room, and it will extend this event. You won't be able to trigger him to get the waypoint until you kill the gravelings that he's aggroed onto. So once he stops moving, you just turn in the pieces, you get your chest, and you go on your way. And you're on your way to the last boss. So once again, careful not to spawn any oozes. We're gonna come back out here and jump onto this little area. If you do fall down, just get as close as you can to your party. You'll still be able to receive the blasts. We're going to do some swiftness blasting. As soon as I put my static field up, the thief is going to drop his shadow refuge on top of us. Make sure you do not run out of the shadow refuge until it is done. As long as the shadow refuge goes on top of the static field, you can continue blasting swiftness and then just run swiftly through all of these areas. Watch out for those gargoyle heads. They're going to light up. Their eyes are going to light up before they spit fire. So just try to keep an eye on that. And then also watch out for the gravelings knockdowns. I try to bring a stun breaker just in case. The guardian can bring stand your ground and give it to you while you're rounding one of those corners, and it's also very helpful. Then we're just going to run straight through these breeders, trying not to get into combat if you can. Not that it really matters, you'll just be a little bit slower. We're going to run straight into the room with the Howling King. We're going to stack some might. I'm going to swap to air attunement so that I can do the storm that gives all the vulnerability. We're going to drop ice bows, freeze him, and then just burst him down as fast as possible. Should you have to fight him while he is not frozen, just be careful about his his howl. It has a pretty big tail, just make sure you're standing behind him. And ta-da, that's Ascalonian Catacombs Path 1. Alright, so that's how my guild does Ascalonian Catacombs Path 1, killing the Howling King. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful. If it was, please let me know in the comments so that I know that I'm doing a decent job and I can continue on with AC Path 2, hopefully in the next few days. And if you think anything is done improperly, please let me know in the comments as well, and I can improve upon them in the next video. So again, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and have an enjoyable rest of your evening. Goodbye.